Hey guys, and welcome to kind of a quick video for the Pokemon Go game. For those of you who may not know about it, because you're watching this video a bit later on in time, basically back in July 2016, they released, I'd call it pretty much an exercise app called Pokemon Go, where basically you could go out into the real world and using GPS technology and a few other technological things, you could essentially go out and start capturing different Pokemon and such. Start out with Gen 1, and I've heard some talk about they're going to be releasing, Pokemon from Generation 2, probably close to December this year. It's only been out, actually, well, by the time I get this done, it'll be over a week. But, I wanted to take a minute and give some quick tips about, playing the game. Now, I know you're probably saying to yourself, oh, I know all the tricks, I know about EVs and their different secondary move, meaning, what evolution they'll turn into. This is more of a, practical, real life list of things to keep aware of, and it's pretty short. It's only 5 different things. So yeah, I'm doing this because, I haven't seen many videos about this yet, and I wanted to at least say something. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Valiant Brad's top 5 practical tips for Pokemon Go. Hey guys, and welcome to tip number 1. Basically, this is just some quick prep stuff before you even leave the house. One of my first big tips is, check out the weather. See what it's going to be like. Is it going to be hot and muggy that day? Or is it going to be, a bit cooler, 50s to 60s, where you might want to bring, a coat or a sweater or something for the long walk. And also so you can plan what you're going to wear. Are you going to wear shorts and sandals? By the way, if you decide to wear sandals and you're going to walk a lot, I would suggest wearing socks. On one of my trips, I walked around a lot without socks, and it really chafed up my foot, and ow, it stung like crazy. So, one of my big tips is always wear socks. If you're wearing shoes or sandals, it'll help save your feet. Trust me. Because if you're like me, you're going to do a lot of walking. Also, in relation to being prepared for the journey, let's say you're doing it in the summer, like I've been doing, I would definitely say apply a good amount of sunscreen to, your arms, your legs, your neck. And honestly, no joke, I had, all those parts of me covered. I got burned, right up here near my scalp. I think it's gone away. It's been a few days. But, yeah, if you have lighter skin, like I do, or you don't go out in the sun as much, like I do, wear some sunscreen for at least the first couple trips. It'll help protect you from, sunburns and stuff like that, and those are a pain. Trust me, I've had enough. I know. And, yeah. And then, of course, another quick big tip is, before you even leave the house, just boot up Pokemon Go, make sure it's running right. So, you can see Pokemon, you can see the Pokestops that are near you, and, yeah. Because there's nothing like going out for a 2-hour walk just to find out that, hey, I didn't see any Pokemon, I didn't see any Pokestops. Even at the places my friends said there were Pokestops, yeah, just find out that your game was glitched and you couldn't do anything. That happened to me. A fateful day when I chafed the crap out of my foot by not wearing socks. So, again, just go with that quick tip. Also, another quick, nice little tip that I have for you, for preparing for the walk is, have a fanny pack or a backpack or something, and pack a light lunch or something with you. Like I said, I did a 2-hour walk. I didn't really plan on taking that long. It's just I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go down this way and then that way and then that way, And eventually all that time does build up. So I had a small, no joke, kind of like a fanny pack thing. I couldn't wear it around my waist because I was wearing like, you know, gym shorts and stuff like that, so I didn't have belt loops like jeans. So I kind of had it like up around my neck, shoulder area, so that I could easily reach it. But in the bag, I had a pair of granola bars and a sports drink. You know, Powerade. Not getting paid. It's just what I go with. But like I had a small 8-ounce bottle, just to be 100% clear. Because, you know, it's small, it works, you can pound it down really quick if you need to. It keeps you hydrated, it keeps you energized, and, you know, I just like it. So, legit, if you're going out for a walk, you know, maybe carry something small, you know, a small drink and something to eat with you. It wouldn't hurt, and, you know, worst, oh no, you save it for the next trip. Like I did with the granola bars. The drink I did pound down at one point, because 2 hours is a long time in the hot sun. I believe that does it. Yep. Yes, that is it for tip number 1. So let's move on to tip number 2. So the second tip is pretty much just have a plan. Like, where are you going to go? How long do you plan on being out? Like, this is some of the stuff you really should take into consideration. And, you know, I'm sure your parents would appreciate knowing, oh, hey, you know, Mom, I'm going to, like, walk around, like, down to the school, you know, maybe up Blah Street and then back up here, just so you know. And I'll probably be gone, you know, about maybe hour, 2 hours tops. Like, as parents, you know, they care about you, they worry about you, and it's good. It gives them peace of mind to know, okay, you know, Jimmy's over here, and you know he's gonna be gone maybe 2 hours or something like that. So, like, it's courteous to tell them where you're going to be, and you know, it's just a nice little safety thing in case some unfortunateness does happen, like, you know, you fall and you get hurt or something like that. However, ideally, you should have your phone, because Pokemon Go is an app on your phone, or I guess tablet also. But, you know, and you should be able to call them and let them know, hey, you know, like, I need a bit of help. But if for some odd reason you cannot, they at least know where to look for you. And that's pretty important. Like, you know, it's it's just a quick safety thing, really. Also, in planning a route, you know, if you talk with some of your friends, or some of your friends who know, like, some different stuff about Pokemon Go, like where Pokestops are, where gyms are at, what Pokemon are, like, you know, on Center Street or Main Street or whatever, you know, you can plan, okay, I need to catch a few Pidgeys, so I'm going to hit this street. Or, you know, I'm curious to see how my guys measure up against this, you know, Instinct Gym or Mystic Gym or Valor Gym. You know, it's cool to be able to know where to go to do those things. Like, maybe every day you go out, you hit this route, and you challenge the gym just to see, you know, like, how well your Pokemon stack up against theirs. It's kind of a nice thing. And also knowing where the Pokestops are is also helpful, because it allows you to get Pokeballs, eggs, potions, revives, and just, you know, probably a few other things maybe at this point. So talk with your friends, you know. They might know of a few Pokestops or something that you may not know of yet. And also, you know, since you're talking to them, you can be like, oh, hey, you know, I plan on going out on, like, Saturday afternoon. Maybe if you're free, you'd like to join me. We can meet up at Blah, and we can just walk around and have fun. Like, I did that with my buddy Chris on Monday. And, you know, it was a nice time. We went to Fairport, and we went down to the beach, battled a gym, caught some Pokemon. It was cool. So, yeah, just saying. Have a plan into what you're going to do, know where you're going to go, and, you know, I would say make it kind of like a circuit thing. Like, let's say you start at your house, you know, you go down, like, main streets, you know, down to the school, and pretty much you just loop back to your house. So So then that way, you know where you're going, and if it gets a bit too hot or whatever, you can already be on your way back to the house. So you can, cool off, get some drinks, charge your phone, just re-energize yourself for the next part. And oh yeah. Right, one more quick note. And I'm actually borrowing from Philip DeFranco in a video that I saw earlier. In having a plan and like knowing where you're going, if there's a place that you would not go normally, don't go there just because you see that there's a Pokemon like 200 meters away. Like, if you know it's dangerous, like a lumber yard or a really shady neighborhood, it's not worth potentially getting hurt just to try and catch a Pokemon. Like, completely 100% honest. I'm telling you this. I am kind of an adult, so I know what I'm talking about here. And yeah. So that is it for tip number 2. Let's move on to tip number 3. So, you looked at the weather, you have a plan. Another very important thing is you need to pace yourself in doing this. Like, pretty much this is, at least for me looking at it, it's kind of a glorified exercising app. It has different things to get you up out of the house and walking around. You can find different Pokemon in the wild. If you get eggs, you can hatch them after walking a certain number of meters. And they do like have a little tracking thing to make sure you're not cheating by just riding in a car or something like that. Like, you have to walk or bike or rollerblade the 2 meters, the 5 meters, the 10 meters, the whatever meters to get that egg hatched. So, but you need to pace yourself. Like, I have a pretty good idea on what I can do walking-wise because I know myself. Also, some years ago I used to do a bit of cardio, running a decent-sized circuit, I'd say, about maybe 2-3 miles, that started at the house, looped around, and came back to the house. Of course, I was jogging and running at times during that, so it's not as extreme as just walking at a leisurely pace the whole time. But, pace yourself. Like, start out with something a bit smaller, like, just to get a feel for, like, okay, how is my body going to react to, walking an extra, let's say, 5 miles in a day. For me, I believe my very first day of Pokemon Go, after not having done a lot of cardio for a while, besides my job, yeah, my legs, like my quads, the thigh muscles and stuff were really hurting. My feet were hurting, like my toes felt like they'd been smashed. And, so like sitting, going upstairs, going downstairs, those things were all a pain for me. So I hadn't really paced myself, I guess. And I kind of paid the price for that. So, and I'll also another tip for that. If you do overextend yourself a bit, like, have some ice packs at home or, something to help, relieve the tension in your muscles, or massage or something. It'll help you out. Especially if you have to work the next day, like I did. Don't worry, I was fine. Nothing happened. But it just wasn't very fun. Also, in relation to pacing yourself, to become a Pokemon master, it's not something that you do in a day, or a week. It's a lifelong endeavor. Like Ash. You travel across Kanto, Johto, the Orange Islands, a bunch of other places because I haven't seen every season because there's a lot of them, despite the fact that I do watch a lot of anime. Regardless, it's a lifelong journey thing. You're not going to find all the Pokemon in a week or a month. Like, it's going to take you some time to do it. And honestly, if you keep at the hobby if you keep at the exercise, walking around town, walk into different places after a certain time, you know, you'll find yourself becoming stronger and more fit. And, you know, as you do it, it'll become more of a habit. Like, oh man, it's, you know, 2:30 on Wednesday. You know, I'm going to go for my walk now. You know, I'll take a 2-hour walk, come home, do my homework, get plenty of sleep for school. Yeah, I'm promoting school because education is very important. Also, you know, being intelligent helps you be a better Pokemon master, I'm almost certain. There you go, parents. You know, trying to help you out a bit. But, yeah. Also, like I said, walking around a lot, if you keep doing it, it's going to become, you know, nice, natural habits. And, honestly, you know, being in America, like, doing a good amount of cardio is a nice habit to not only have for yourself, but to hopefully carry on and encourage into the next generation. Yeah, you know, we've heard a lot about, oh, America has a fair amount of obesity, unfortunately, and I am kind of addressing that right here, but at the same time, I'm saying that, you know, all the walking around and the cardio and stuff is just good for you in general. If you're in America, Canada, Europe, Australia, wherever, like, just getting out there, walking around, enjoying the sunshine, if you're wearing sunscreen, and being hydrated is very good for you. I'm almost certain. And yeah, that's it for tip number 3. Let's move on to number 4. Yeah, take it all in. It's honestly as stupidly simple as I'm saying it. Again, in my adventures, I walked down Harper Street, one of the streets in my town, and I found a small park that I didn't know about before. You know, so I went down there, partly because, A, it was there, and I will admit, because it is a Pokestop. But, you know, I went down there and I saw it's a nice, good-sized park. Like, it has a gazebo area, you know, so if you want to have a little family cookout, they have tables and stuff already established, and the little built-in grills that a lot of metro parks have. They have a big, like, baseball diamond area, so if you want to play baseball, softball, t-ball, kickball, you have that set up. And, like, it has a cool, like, long track around the park, so if you run for cardio, like I used to, and I hopefully will continue to do after, you know, playing Pokemon Go, you have that too. And, like, that's one of the cool things that Pokemon does, is it's like, okay, here are all these, you know, different landmarks. You know, you can check them out for Pokestops, and who knows, maybe one day as you're walking by the Historical Society, you know, you might be like, I'm curious about the history of my town, or the state, or whatever that historical landmark covers. And you might pop your head in, and you might learn something. I know it sounds stupid and cheesy, but it's true. Like I said, I really liked seeing that park. It's a very nice park, and I do plan on going to it sometime. You know, just for fun, not just for Pokestops. Although, I mean, I will be there, so... Right, back on track, sorry. Also, you know, on your journeys, you're going to come across a bunch of different people who are also playing the game. You know, maybe you can share tips and tricks and ideas, and, you know, whenever they get trading implemented in, maybe you can be like, oh man, you know, I can trade you my blah for your blah, and, you know, you can complete your collection of Pokemon. Like, one of the big things I want to do first and foremost is complete the first 150. You know, then I'll worry about combat points so I can conquer gyms and stuff like that and be a cool guy later. But, yeah. So, take it all in, you know. Note the cool stuff that you find in your town as you're walking around. Take note of the interesting people that you run across who are also playing the game. You know, maybe you can make some new friends, you know. It's never a bad thing. And plus, if you're already playing Pokemon, you have something to talk about. Me, I have some social anxiety issues, so, like, initiating conversation sometimes can be a bit awkward, but if you at least have a common point to talk about, like, oh man, I just caught a Squirtle on, you know, Main Street, there you go. that's something you can talk about and hopefully build a friendship on. And now we come to the fifth and final point of the video. First off, I want to apologize for ending on kind of a downer note, but I'll try and keep it upbeat also. The fifth point is be safe and have fun. Like it says, honestly, every time you load up the game, be aware of your surroundings. Like, don't walk out in the middle of the street without looking both ways first. Like it said before, don't go into areas that are dangerous, like a construction yard, a quarry, or something like that. Because you could potentially get hurt, and that's not how you have fun playing Pokemon Go. And unfortunately, as of this recording also, I've heard a story or two of people doing some not good things. Like, I'm not going to go into specifics, but pretty much some people set up a couple lures at a Pokestop, and then, when people came to, get the Pokemon that were coming to the Pokestop, they were robbing those people. I haven't looked into it. I don't know if people were hurt or worse, but, like, if you see a lure on a strange place and you don't know, like, the person who said it, it might be a better idea to honestly avoid it, just for safety reasons. I've also heard some talk about people, hunting Pokemon while they're driving. Do not do this. That is very dangerous. I mean, seriously, like, you're driving a car, and, the moment that you look away from the road, some very bad things could happen. You could hit somebody, you could get hit by somebody. Like, driving is the main thing that you have to do. If you are in the driver's seat, you are driving. If you have a friend, give them your phone and be like, hey, if you see any Pokemon, try and capture them for me, or if we pass any stops, try and hit them for me. Focus on the road. Trust me. Getting to your destination is a lot more important than getting 3 more Pokeballs or a Squirtle. And then also, like, the other half of this is have fun. Like, this is a game, it's for everybody. Don't be that jerk who's like, oh, my team is better than your team. Like, you know what the difference is between Mystic, Instinct, and Valor? The colors. That is it. Oh, and also, like, let's say you're approaching a gym. You're on Team Valor, and it's a Team Instinct gym. Because they're a different team than you, you can use 6 Pokemon to try and defeat their Pokemon champion. However, if you're Valor and it's a Valor gym, and you fight, you only get 1 Pokemon per fight. So, that is honestly the only difference that I've seen. Again, it's very early in the game, and yeah, it kind of makes a difference, but it's not that big a deal, that, oh, you're on Team Valor, or you're Team Mystic, or Team Instinct. You're all playing the game, you're all trying to catch Pokemon. You can share ideas and be a good person and be like, oh, hey, I saw some ground-type Pokemon over here if you're looking for them, or some water-type Pokemon over by the beach. Just be kind, be courteous, be respectful to your fellow Pokemon trainers. Like, really. It shouldn't have to be said, but I'm saying it, and I want to drill it into your head that, we're all out here to have fun, so don't diminish someone else's fun by being mean to them. Help them out. Maybe you can make a friend like I talked about earlier. Just be nice, and we can all have fun with the game. Be mean, and it's not so fun for that person. And honestly, like, just imagine someone was mean to you about the Pokemon game, like saying, oh, your Eradicate sucks, or whatever. You'd feel bad, Like, that's it. So, be kind to your fellow Pokemon trainers, and, go out there, have fun, share tips, tricks, ideas. We have the common thing of trying to catch the 150 Pokemon. That is what it is about. It's not about Mystic, versus Valor, or Instinct versus Mystic, or whoever. We're all trying to catch Pokemon. When we decided, oh, I like this color, so I'm going to associate myself with that color. That is the only difference. God. Sorry, it's just a bit ridiculous, some of the stuff I've heard and some of the memes that I have seen. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon Masters, Pokemon even, why not? Have fun, stay safe, be hydrated, and I, Valiant Bradley James, will catch you in the next video. Peace.